Hi, I'm Jen Delvo, and I'm here with my husband, Darren, and we are really excited to bring to you our second episode on our little series of living with cancer. We like sharing how we've lived and all the things we've dealt with, and we've had ups and downs. And so our episode today is diagnosis and also my worst birthday ever.
My birthday to make me feel really bad about that.
Sorry.
Okay.
My birthday is September 19th. I'm not going to give you the year, and I don't want you guys to guess. But birthdays are supposed to be awesome, right? Amazing celebrations. The best day where you put on your favorite outfit and you get so excited for the day and maybe the evening, and it's a day that you look forward to all year long, right? And all the presents and everything. So that's exactly what we did. September 19th, 2009. Darren, I'll never forget, he gave me this card, and he didn't buy me a present, but it was so cute. He had a flower of like $20 bills that I got to go shopping by myself. That was a cool gift.
Yeah, it was cool, but it wasn't very romantic.
I actually really liked it, and there was such a nice note in it. So anyway, we had a great day, and then we went out to our favorite restaurant for dinner. We did know, because of how he was feeling, that his doctor set up a random MRI, not a random MRI, an MRI, but they do MRIs all day long, 24 hours a day into the night. His MRI happened to be scheduled at 10 p.m.
on Jenny's
on
birthday.
my birthday. So, and honestly, you guys, I was thinking, oh my gosh, it's going to be okay. It's fine. I know nothing's wrong. Like, I was not worried at all. It was scheduled at 10 o'clock. I thought everything would be okay. I wasn't worried about it. We actually called his doctors and said, is it okay if we have a couple glasses of wine before his MRI?
To celebrate.
Yeah. And he said that was fine. So we went to our favorite restaurant with our family. We had a great night, wine, favorite foods. And so we head off to this MRI. And I'm thinking nothing, you guys, nothing. We get there, he drove there, we park, and it's at a hospital. And we go in the waiting room, and we check in, and this guy comes out to get him, and he was a tech. And I looked at him. I don't know why I looked at him so much, but I just did. And he was a younger guy, like maybe in his late 20s.
Did you think he was handsome or something?
He was a cute guy, but he said to me, I'll be back with your husband in 45 minutes. And I was like, okay. So he'll bring him back in 45 minutes. So in the meantime, I'm like texting my friends, because we were honestly planning on maybe meeting our friends out for another drink after this random MRI. So I sit there, I'm waiting, and all of a sudden 45 minutes hits, and I'm like, gosh, it's taking forever. So I stand up and I go out into the little hallway where they took him out, because it was a long hallway, and I start kind of pacing back and forth, and there was this big wall with a whole bunch of stuff that I was reading, and it's 55 minutes. I'm like, this is so weird. This is not like Darren, or this guy said it'd be 45 minutes. I'm like, what's going on? But I was like, you're fine. You know, you're at a hospital. Things don't always go as planned. So I kind of pushed all those thoughts aside. And then all of a sudden I hear footsteps coming, and I look, and I'm thinking it's going to be Darren and this tech. And it's just the tech. And I was like, why is he just coming to me? And that's when my heart stopped a little bit, and my stomach, I had a feeling at that point. So he walks down to me, and he said, hey, he's in the waiting room, he's just getting changed. You know, I just came to get you. You guys could go in this room. And I thought, oh my God, why is this happening? And I was thinking, well, maybe Darren was in his head was thinking, oh my gosh, this is taking so long. I'm worried about Jen. So he sent him out to get me. That's the only thing that I could think of. So I'm gonna kind of fly through things here, but he came into the room with an IV hanging out of his arm, and they rushed us up to the ER. And all of a sudden, we were treated like king and queen. People were bringing us water bottles and blankets.
And normally doesn't happen.
No.
Yeah.
No, and I will honestly, you guys, never forget that walk from that little waiting room where Darren changed to the ER. I will never forget that walk. I mean, I don't even know how my legs were moving, because I immediately knew something really bad was going to happen. How were you feeling at that point?
I was kind of calm because I thought Jenny was kind of maybe overreacting because they hadn't told me yet what was going on. They just, they wanted to admit me, and I didn't know why though.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, like I said, in the very first scope, my immediate thing was I thought I had brain cancer, which is so weird. So if you watched the last episode previously, that was what I thought. So I wasn't overly shocked or overly surprised that I was going to have some sort of...
He was very
issue.
calm, you guys. I was a train wreck. So we get into this room, and nobody will tell us anything yet. But you all know, I am sure there's been a time in your life when you've been in an ER and you know how hard it is to actually get into your room and have the doctor come see you, right? It takes forever. It was, it seemed like the 5 minutes that we were waiting for the doctor to come tell us what was going on seemed like it took forever, but they were just like catering to us. That doesn't normally happen. So all of a sudden, in walks 3 doctors.
And an intern.
And they said, we found a mass on your brain. And from that second on, I literally left my body. I couldn't hear anything else. I had no idea what else they said. I just remember looking at him, holding his hand, thinking, how is he being so strong right now? And they talked and talked. I have no idea. It was like that wah, wah, that noise. That's what it sounded like to me because I didn't hear anything else. They left. They wanted to admit him because his tumor was so big, and there was so much swelling, it was tilting his cranium that they couldn't even believe that he walked in there. Like, they were so shocked by that.
I'm real strong.
He's real strong. They said normally, they were shocked he hadn't had headaches and he hadn't had a seizure. Like, it was that crazy.
Yeah, and that's the thing is I didn't have any symptoms except for, like, a messed up brain.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it wasn't when I would tilt my head back like this, I felt a lot of pressure, and that was it.
Right. It was crazy. So the doctors left and said, we'll be back. And I was like, honey, I'm going to run to the bathroom. And I got violently ill, like so sick. And I sobbed my eyes out. I just cried and cried and cried and got violently ill. And I was like, pull yourself together because you need to be strong for him. And I walked back in there and he was just doing so good. I couldn't even believe it. It was just, I was so shocked by him. But he did end up saying he was not going to stay in the hospital that night. They gave him a high dose of Decadron, and you were like, I need to figure things out, right?
Yeah, because they wanted to, they had me all set up for an IV to give me the Decadron.
Yeah.
And, I used to be a pharmacist, so I told them, I said, well, why can't you just send me home on the Decadron tablets? Because I just want to process this. I just wanted to be with my kids. I wanted to be with Jenny, and I just wanted time because I said I wasn't going to be able to go into surgery for like 2 or 3 days.
Right.
And I just wanted time to process it.
Yeah.
So that's one takeaway I want everyone to, the doctor is working for you.
Right.
Okay. There's a lot of doctors out there that are, very egotistical. I hate to say it, but they're working for you. So, you have to give your input also on top. You have to work alongside the doctor.
Yeah. Somebody asked if you were trying to be strong for me.
Yeah, I was. But the other thing is I wasn't overly surprised because of how I had been feeling. So
Yeah.
I knew there was something wrong. I was actually hoping there was something wrong because, at my age, I didn't feel like that I'm forgetting how to write, I'm forgetting how to read, stuff like that. So I wasn't overly shocked. I was actually a little bit relieved that they found that there was...
Absolutely a day in my life that I will never forget. There was so many emotions, so many things happened that day, and we left that day and I was like numb. So that was, I think it was like a Friday. Monday was when we actually had a scheduled appointment with his regular doctor. And that's when we went in there and he actually, Darren again, you guys, and this is how you're going to learn as we share our story with you, how your roles change. So when again, you guys, you can relate this to anything. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It doesn't necessarily have to be cancer. Everybody has some sort of struggle that they're going through. And so we're going to kind of share how at times he was the strong person and then our roles reversed and I was. But we've been able to really help each other because I mean, at that point in my life, I just wanted to hold on to him and never let go because I thought I was losing you for sure.
Yeah, because initially the diagnosis was not very good.
No, when we met with our first, so we met with the surgeon then the next day, and the surgeon said basically they thought it was going to be a grade 4, the glioblastoma, and they said he probably had 18 months to live. So that's what we were dealt with. And I just remember, like, even hearing that, like, the news kept getting worse and worse in the beginning. And I remember leaving that hospital and I'm bawling and he's like, honey, hugging me. And he was a strong one.
It wasn't the fact that I was trying to be strong either. I think it was kind of a mutual thing. It's like, it also comforted me that, you know, she cared so much.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of that's the thing, is you have to be strong for each other.
Right.
That sounds so cliche, but
it doesn't. There's moments where you're gonna have, or it's gonna be better for you, and vice versa. Really connect with people that are calm and that can calm the situation.
Yeah.
And make you feel calm, because you know all the people in your life, and I know in my life there are some people who would go off the wall and make it worse and matters worse, and I'll ask all these questions and then offer all this advice that I don't want to hear. Talk to the people that will remain calm and calmly help you through this, because that's what you need. You need calm people in your life.
Yeah, and it's also about if you're in this situation where you see that somebody, everybody kind of wants to help, which is great, but make sure that, you know, because we've had people come out of the woodwork and they're like, don't get surgery, don't get chemo, you have to go natural, you got to do this. And that's fine, I respect their opinions. But everybody has their way of doing things, so try not to force your opinions.
Right.
Because all it does is you hear stuff all day long. People are calling, you should go see this doctor. Yeah. You should go see this doctor.
Right.
You're making a mistake if you go to that doctor.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's really not helping.
You got to respect their opinion.
Right.
If they ask your advice, give it. Yeah. But then respect their opinion. Yeah. And the one other thing that Darren was saying earlier is that take your time to make your decisions.
Yeah.
Get a second, third, fourth opinion. We did make the mistake in that first surgery with not getting a second opinion, because there were issues that happened in that surgery. We'll explain to you in a little bit in the next episode.
Yeah.
But definitely, you guys, this is your life, and it's so important to get those second, third, and fourth, whatever you need. If you don't feel 100% comfortable with the care that you have, or you're uncertain with the doctor, listen, keep looking.
Yeah.
Right.
Because remember, they work for you.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to, because we'll get it on, or get it.
We'll get into it more next time. But so we're gonna end it with that. So remember, talk to calm people, and it's your life. So just get second, third, fourth opinions if you feel like you need it.
Yes.
So thank you for watching, you guys. We will have episode 3 on Thursday.